So we are going to go through the life and teachings of Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This I have taken from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, introduction. Connected ಇದೆ ಅದು ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. So how many of you have read that introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam first canto? Have read. All of you have read. Long back. So those who have read can refresh, and those who have read not read, they can go through this now. Mostly I have taken almost exactly from there whatever Prabhupada has written about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and teachings are very vast. Entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Madhya, Antarila, and Chaitanya Bhagavata, if we take, there also a lot of things are there. It's unlimited. Only some things are available in book format by the mercy of devotees. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Vrindavan Thakur, and other followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Some of his pastimes are available for us to read and understand and relish. And as a summary, we will go through. We'll try to cover in 2 parts. Today we will try to finish. If it doesn't get over, then we'll continue again in that next class. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the great apostle of love of God, great teacher of love of God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to preach what? Loving Krishna. That was his main preaching. He was the preacher of love of God, and he was the father of congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Means he inaugurated this Sankirtana movement. The Sankirtana together, coming together and singing the glories of the Lord, especially in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And not only within the 4 walls, but going out and distributing this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra to everybody. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inaugurated this, and that is also the Yuga Dharma. The Sankirtana is the Dharma for this Yuga. Yuga Dharma means by following which one can attain liberation. That is called Yuga Dharma. And Yuga Avatara is the one who inaugurates the Yuga Dharma. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Yuga Avatara, and he inaugurated this chanting of the holy name of Krishna. And he appeared in Sridham Mayapur, which is Navadvip. Navadvip is the city, West Bengal. How many of you have gone Mayapur? Not gone, raise hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should plan next time. Next year. We already went and came. Next year, you all should plan. Prabhu was there with us. We had a very nice experience. 7 days. Jagannath Puri and Mayapur, we did both. And Mayapur is also called as Audarya Dhama. Audarya Dhama means full of mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is full of mercy. Krishna is full of sweetness. Krishna is very sweet, and he is also opulent in Dwaraka and Vaikuntha. But in Vrindavana, he is very sweet. He performs very sweet pastimes. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is full of passion. Called Audarya Dhama. Mayapur is also called as Audarya Dhama. So we can get lot of mercy if you go to Mayapur. So you plan next year, we will be announcing. That time you can plan to visit Mayapur. Once you go, then you will anchor to go again and again. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared on Phalguni Purnima. Phalguni Masa. Phalguni Purnima. In the year 1407, according to Shaka era, so in the English calendar, we have to add 78 plus. Means it will be almost 1485, I think. Probably 1485, 86. 1486, according to English calendar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Mayapur on the day of Falguni Purnima. That's also the day where we generally celebrate Holi. Here we celebrate Holi. That was the day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And his father's name was Jagannath Mishra. Jagannath Mishra, a very learned Brahmana from the district of Sylhet. So Sylhet at present, it is in Bangladesh. So we all know in 1947, India was one country. Then it got divided into Pakistan, Eastern Pakistan and Western. So the eastern side was the Bangladesh, which was also the part of Pakistan. And in 1971, Bangladesh became an independent country. So before 1947, it was part of India, both West Bengal and East Bengal. So that time it was all called as one Bengal. And this was the eastern part and western part. And most of the, means many of the pastime places of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, they are now in Bangladesh. Bangladesh, yeah. And some of them are preserved. Many would have been lost also. Last, I think 2-3 years back, one pilgrimage was conducted. Gaurav Mandal Parikrama. So devotees, we went for the first time. I also got the opportunity to go. So went in Bangladesh and we saw many places of many associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who took birth on that side. Later on, they came to Mayapur. So many places we visited. So Jagannath Mishra also, one point of time, he was from Sylhet, which is at present in Bangladesh. And he came to Navadvip because Navadvip was like how Varanasi is there, where people go for studying, how Kashmir was there. So these were all the seat of learning, where all the Brahmins used to study different Shastra. So Navadvip was also like that at one point of time. It was like seat of learning. So many learned Brahmanas, they used to come and stay there. So Jagannath Mishra also, he came from Sylhet to Navadvip, and later on he got married and settled in Navadvip itself. After marrying Srimati Shachi Devi, Shachi Mata, mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So she was the daughter of Nilambar Chakravarti. So they were the residents of Navadvip. And Jagannath Mishra, father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Navadvip and he got married to Shachi Devi and he settled in Navadvip itself. And Jagannath Mishra had a number of daughters, but almost all of them, they passed away at a very early age. The last two sons, Vishwarupa and Vishwambara, only these two sons survived. Just like Krishna also, before he taking birth, 6 children, consecrated them. So Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Mata, they had total 10 children. So the 8 daughters, they passed away very early age. Finally, Vishwambara, that was the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Vishwarupa. So Vishwarupa was the elder and Vishwambara, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the youngest of all the 10 children. Later on, he was known as Nimai Pandit. Locally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was known before taking initiation. He was known as Nimai Pandit. In his childhood, he was also called as Gaurahari. That and all we will see why he was called Gaurahari. And after accepting sannyasa, his name became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is after taking initiation. Before that, his name was Vishwambara. Popularly, he was known as Nimai Pandit and Gaurahari. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his transcendental activities for 48 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed on this planet for 48 years. Krishna was for how many years? 125 years. 125 years. Krishna was present on this planet for 125 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there for 48 years. Physical manifestation. Now also he is present, but not physically manifest. So 1455, that is Shaka era. The Shaka era means a calendar system which was there in India before Britishers. It was started by some king, and it corresponds to 78 years before the British calendar. British calendar or the Western calendar, Christian calendar, it is called BC, before Christ, and AD. AD is like after Christ. And now some people also call it as before Common Era and after Common Era. Some people who don't want to associate with religion, they call it BCE, before Common Era, and ACE, after Common Era. But it is a Western way of years and Western calendar system. Like that, some king also had started a calendar system called Shaka. Shakabda it is called. Around 78 years before this 2000, what we now see. That's why Shaka era, Shakabda we see. But Vedic months are like Samvatsara it is. Vishwasu Nama Samvatsare. While doing Sankalpa we chant now. There is a cyclic months are there, cyclic years are there. And there is a mention of Brahmas this also. Dvitiya Parardhe. Dvitiya Parardhe in Sankalpa they will chant. Dvitiya Parardhe means the second 50 years of Brahma. Prathama Parardhe means the first 50 years of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years. So the first 50 years of Brahma and the second 50 years of Brahma. So then comes the Kalpa. Brahma's second 50 years, and which Kalpa? One Kalpa is one day of Brahma. So before that year will come. Okay. One Kalpa. So Shweta Varaha Kalpe. Now it is called Shweta Varaha Kalpe. Within that Kalpa, which Kali Yuga? Ashta Vipshati Tame Kali Yuga. This is 28th Kali Yuga of that Kalpa. In one Kalpa, 1000 Yugas will be there. So 1000 Satya, 1000 Treta, 1000 Dwapara, 1000 Kali. So this is considered Brahma's 51st year. 51st year of Brahma. In that 28th Kali Yuga, his month also will be there. I'm not remembering, but this Shweta Varaha Kalpe, then Ashtavimshati Tame Kali Yuga, then like that it will come. Finally, it will come to Muhurta. Muhurta means right now. What is that? That is also now only. 51st year of Brahma is also right now only. In that Brahma, this one, this year, this Kali Yuga, and this place, Jambudvipe, means this earth, Bharata Varshe, Bharata Kande, and Dakshine Parshve, Asmin Vartamane, Prabhavadi Shashti Samvatsaranam Mante, it's Samvatsara, our Samvatsara. We also have Samvatsaras, earthly Samvatsaras. So that is a Vedic calendar, and we have modern calendar for practical purposes we use. So according to that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born and disappeared in 1500 something 1455 as per Shaka era. We have to add 78 to convert it into the Western calendar. In his first 24 years, he remained at Navadvip as a student and householder. Out of the 48 years, 24 years Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent in Bengal itself. He went sometimes for East Bengal also, and again he came back to Navadvip. But most of the times he was only in the Navadvip region, and sometimes he traveled within Bengal. And that time his occupation was, he was a student in early life. Later on also he was a householder. And his first wife was Srimati Lakshmi Priya. Lakshmi Priya was the wife of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who died at an early age when the Lord was away from home. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone to East Bengal. So that time, Lakshmi Priya, she passes away. When he returned from East Bengal, he was requested by his mother to accept a second wife, and he agreed. So once he comes back, his wife had passed away, and his mother, Chachimata, asks him to marry again. That time he marries Vishnu Priya. That is the second wife of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who bore the separation of the Lord throughout her life. So throughout her life, she bore the separation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because very soon after marriage, he took sannyas. and he went to Jagannath Puri. So whole life, Lakshmi Priya, she lived in separation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is said that she used to chant that rice grains. She will chant one time after chanting, she will put one grains and she will chant some number of times. And only that much rice she will cook and eat. How much she has, one one grain, she will chant. Only that much rice she will eat. So she lived a very austere life, remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout her life. Uh, there is a place also in Navadvip. There's a temple, no? Dhameshwar temple. We go Navadvip, which is that temple, Lakshmi Priya's, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footwear is there. Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. Where there is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footwear is there, which he worshipped. And also deity is also there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's deity. Because Lord took sannyas order at the age of 24, when Vishnupriya was just 16 years old. And after that, throughout her life, she lived in separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After taking sannyas, the Lord made his headquarters at Jagannath Puri. So that is on the request of her mother. Her mother requested that please don't go far away. You please stay close by Jagannath Puri, which is close to West Bengal. And every year, generally, people used to go from West Bengal to Jagannath Puri for attending Rath Yatra. So there was very, devotees going, coming, and was very common between Puri and Navadvip. So that she could get the news of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anybody who goes and comes, she can tell about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why she requested that you please stay at Jagannath Puri. And so first 24 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Navadvip, Mayapur, that area. And next 24 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri. And out of that 24 years also, the initial 6 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled. He went once to Bengal side, where he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but he goes up to Ramakeli, meets Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, then comes back to Jagannath Puri. Then after that, again he goes to Vrindavan. Before that, he goes to South Indian tour. He came to South India. Many places he visited that we will see as we go forward. So out of that 24 years that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Jagannath Puri, 6 years he spent traveling in South India or in Bengal or to Vrindavan. While going to Vrindavan, he went to Varanasi, Jharkhand forest, then Varanasi, then Prayag, Mathura, Vrindavan. Same way he returned also. So the 6 years he spent continuously traveling all over India, especially throughout southern India, and preaching the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya not only preached the Srimad Bhagavatam, but propagated the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as well, the most practical way. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught both Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and how in the most practical way, the teachings of these books we can live, we can practice in our life. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is accepted as the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna declares that nobody is superior to me. Mattah parataram nanyat ichidasti dhananjaya. And the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita is Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja, and I will give you freedom from all sinful reactions. But what happened even after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this direct order, many people did not understand what is the message of Bhagavad Gita, and hardly anybody was actually following the instructions of Krishna. Even after Krishna giving this Bhagavad Gita available for everybody, but still many people misunderstood Krishna and his teachings. Many people thought him as some great historical personality, and the Mayavadis or impersonalists, they have also gave their own interpretation to teachings of Bhagavad Gita instead of accepting as the supreme personality of Godhead. So such people, they with poor fund of knowledge, they misled people, all these non-devotee category of people who study and try to preach Bhagavad Gita, who are not devotees. What they do, they just mislead people. They themselves get misled, then they mislead others also. They themselves get cheated, they cheat others also. So that was the situation. Even after Krishna appeared and spoke Bhagavad Gita. Thus the teachings of Bhagavad Gita were misinterpreted even by great scholars, not ordinary people, even big scholars. Even up to modern day, this is going on. So-called big scholars, politicians, and so-called great personalities, they all give their own interpretation to Bhagavad Gita and mislead people. The latest examples in India itself, Prabhupada tells Gandhiji has written, he has given his own interpretation. Radhakrishnan, our first president, he has written his own interpretation. And there are so many so-called organizations, spiritual organizations, everybody takes Bhagavad Gita, gives their own interpretation. So even great scholars, they were giving wrong interpretation, not only now, even before appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also, the teachings were not actually properly propagated. And there were so many commentaries by different scholars, but all of them were having their own interest, not what Krishna wants to say. Krishna has told Bhagavad Gita, means he has got some purpose. He is the original speaker and he is telling something. He has got some plan in his mind. Why I am speaking this? What is the purpose of this? What is the meaning of this? The original speaker has got his own intent. Now somebody comes and he starts his own interpretation. So that is cheating. Because if I speak something, nobody will listen. Bhagavad Gita is very popular. So what I will do? I'll take Bhagavad Gita, put my ideas into this and sell. So that people will take, oh, Bhagavad Gita is there. So I want to propagate my own ideas, my own philosophy. What I will do, I will take the help of Bhagavad Gita and in that I will put my things. And innocent people, they may not know. Oh, he's one great person. Oh, he's telling, maybe Krishna has proceeded. So that way, there was the teachings of Krishna were not actually being propagated. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself. But this time, he did not appear as the Supreme Lord. Means he did not proclaim as the Supreme Lord. Although he is the Supreme Lord, but he did not proclaim. Krishna was proclaiming, nobody is greater than me. Nobody can understand me. Even the Devtas, big rishis, they cannot understand me. Name vidu suragana, matta paramnanyam kinchidasti. So Krishna has proclaimed his position. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared as a devotee of Krishna. And what was the purpose? So that he can actually live the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and show by his personal example to general people, to religionists, to philosophers, to scholars, to everybody, he can show what is the position of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his personal example, he lived like a devotee and he showed everybody what is the original position of Krishna. The essence, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the essence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching is summarized by one Acharya. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, that is Aradho Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya. So Krishna, who is the son of Vrajesha or Nanda Maharaj. So Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya. Vrajeshatanaya, who is Krishna, he is the Aradhya Bhagavan. He is the supreme object of worship. He is the supreme Lord. And Tad Dhama Vrindavana. As much Krishna is worshipable, same way his land Vrindavana is worshipable. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya Tad Dhama Vrindavana. Vrindavan Dham is non-different from the Lord because the name, fame, form and place where the Lord manifests himself are all identical with the Lord as absolute knowledge. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is as worshipable as the Lord himself. And Ramya Kachit Upasana Prajavatu Vargabhi Yokalpita. and the highest form of worship. So here it is said Aradhya. Krishna is the supreme object of worship. Aradhya Bhagavan Udeshatane Tadhama Vrindavana. And what is the best or highest form of worshipping Krishna? That is Ramya Kachid Upasana Brajavadhu Vargena Yokalpita. The Brajavadhus are the gopis of Vrindavan. How they worship Krishna. That is the highest form of worshipping Krishna. So how did the gopis worship Krishna without caring for their own personal sense gratification, personal satisfaction, or without caring for their honor? Simply they wanted to please Krishna. They did not bother what people will think about us. They are going dead of the night in the forest to dance with Krishna. What will happen to my reputation? What my family will say? What my society will say? So they did not care for anything. They just wanted to please Krishna. That was their only desire. Nothing for my own satisfaction. Just I want to serve Krishna. Just I want to see that Krishna is happy, Krishna is satisfied, Krishna is pleased. So this kind of attitude is the highest form of serving Krishna. Without caring for my own personal satisfaction or my personal reputation, just I want to serve Krishna without getting anything in return, without expecting anything in return. Krishna goes to Vrindavan and later on he sends Uddhava with a letter to the gopis. In that letter also, Krishna writes, generally God means you go and ask God something. He is capable of giving you whatever you want. Means he is capable of reciprocating to you. You did something, and Krishna can also proportionately give something back to you. So God means unlimited. No, he has got unlimited capacity. If I did something, he can return my favor to unlimited capacity. And sometimes we just go and offer something. Krishna gives us so much. So he is unlimitedly capable of reciprocating with his devotees. But in the case of gopis, Krishna says that I cannot return you for the service what you have rendered. Krishna personally says, you be just be satisfied with the service. I cannot return you. How much you love me, I cannot reciprocate to that extent. So that is the topmost position of the gopis. That God becomes, what is that? Helpless. No, what can I do now? I have finished my capacity. Beyond this, I cannot reciprocate. So that is the highest form of worshipping Krishna. Without satisfying Krishna, worshipping Krishna, serving Krishna. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us that the highest form of worship is that which was practiced by the gopis of the Ramya Kachid Upasana, Brajavadhu Vargabhi Yokalpita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, one more is Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Purana. And Bhagavatam is a Amala Purana. Amala Purana means there is no contamination. Mala means some dirt, some contamination. Means amongst all the Vedic literature, there is one literature which is 100% pure. All other literatures, they are filled with some kind of Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattoguna, some tinge of that is there, including the Vedas. But Srimad Bhagavatam is the Amala Purana, spotless Purana. And what is the ultimate goal of life? Is the fourth thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings can be summarized in 4 points. One is Aradhya Bhagavan Vijeshatanya Tadhama Vrindavana, means Krishna is the supreme object of worship, and as Krishna is worshipable, his land is also worshipable. Vrindavan is also worshipable. This is the one teaching. If you have to summarize what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Second is the best form of worshipping Krishna, the highest form of worshipping Krishna is how the gopis worship Krishna without expecting anything in return. And third thing is Srimad Bhagavatam is the spot on. The fourth thing is Premo Umartho Mahan. Generally, the Vedas talk about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. A person is considered, especially a human being, is considered successful. His life became successful if he lived these four things. He followed Dharma, then he satisfied his desires in a dharmic way, Dharma, then he earned the resources, money, and whatever required. After following Dharma in dharmic way, he earned his money, and in dharmic way, he satisfied his desires, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and finally, he got liberated. He went back to the spiritual world. So this was considered as the highest perfection for a human being. The soul, after coming into the human body, it is attained perfection if it could do all these four things, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said there is a Panchama Purushartha. There is a fifth perfection, not only these four. That is attaining love for Krishna. Premo Umartho Mahan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings can be summarized into these four things. And many devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like Vrindavan Das Thakur, Lochan Das Thakur, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who has written Chaitanya Charitamrita, then Kavi Karnapura, another devotee, then Prabodhananda Saraswati, then Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunatha Bhatta, Jiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. So all these devotees, because of them, we know about Chaitanya. Because they have left the literature. Because of them, we know who was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what was his life, what were his pastimes, what were his teachings. Because of them, we know. And in the later age, within the last 200 years, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Shyamananda Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada. Because of, in the last 200 years, these are the devotees who have propagated the life and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The earlier set names were almost immediate or at the same time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many of them, they were the contemporaries, like Prabhupada Saraswati. He was there. Others were all younger to him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Murari Gupta was contemporary. He was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's almost, I think, same age. So he noted down the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur. And Swarup Damodar, he was also his contemporary. So he noted his pastimes when he was in Puri. And the Goswamis, they also were there at the same time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. They have seen many of his pastimes personally. And Raghunath Das Goswami, he stayed with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri for many years. After taking sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went Jagannath Puri. Within a short time, Raghunath Das Goswami also left his home and he came and stayed there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they used to live in the same place. The Gambhira in Jagannath Puri, there is a place called Gambhira, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed. His room is also there, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed. And there Saurabh Damodar and he and some other sannyasis, they used to stay in that place. Kashi Mishra's house is called. And Raghunath Das Goswami also used to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu living there. So most of them, they were the contemporaries within 100 years of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all these Goswamis. And in the last 200 years, these devotees, our acharyas, like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Shyamananda, Narottam Das Thakur, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur also has contributed immensely in reviving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Otherwise, it was again lost. How Krishna's teachings are lost. In the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings are again lost within a short period of 200-300 years. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the one who revived everything. And he wrote so much literature. He is called as seventh Goswami. 6 Goswamis are there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is called as the seventh Goswami. And after him, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Prabhupada, who has made these teachings available and throughout the whole world, especially in the English language. Even up to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also, he wrote mostly in Bengali. He also has translated Srimad Bhagavatam, yes, translated in Bengali, and with purpose, Chaitanya Charitamrita also is there, and many other things. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also mostly Sanskrit and Bengali, very little English. Bhakti Thakur also mostly Bengali, Sanskrit, and very little English. But Prabhupada has made available all this teaching in the English language, which I think is like a common language. Whole population of the world can understand. And all these literatures, whatever the acharyas have written, they are all based on the teachings or conclusions of the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Ramayana, Mahabharata. The whole conclusion of that, it is present in the form of the teachings of these great acharyas, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and his teachings. So this Prabhupada is writing when Prabhupada is first canto. So there Prabhupada is writing, unfortunately, people of the world are still ignorant of them. So this time Prabhupada had not translated much of things in English. The first canto introduction. And this was written little later, I think, not in the first book. I think we don't find it in the first published version. The later versions it is there. But this also looks like little early, not very late in the 70, very 77 at that time, maybe it's little early only. So there Prabhupada says, unfortunately, the people of the world are still ignorant of teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when these literatures, which are mostly in Sanskrit and Bengali, come to light the world. And when they are presented before thinking people, then India's glory and the message of love will overflood this morbid world. So the more these teachings are propagated, the glory of India will be spread, and also the more and more people will be flooded with love of Godhead. So the world situation is, it is vainly searching after peace and prosperity by various illusory methods. They want peace, they want prosperity, but they are searching after this by some methods which are not bona fide or not sanctioned in the scriptures. So they may get some prosperity for some time, some peace for some time, but again, a lot of problems, wars will come. And presently, we see so many things are happening. In between Corona came, war came, and some fuel crisis is going on. So they cannot have a lasting or sustainable peace. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's early life, it is most fascinatingly expressed by the author of Chaitanya Bhagavata. Chaitanya Bhagavata, Vrindavan Das Thakur, he has written mostly the early life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the later life, that is given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given overall summary also, but majorly he has given about the later life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Early life also, the important instances, yes, which were not covered by Das Thakur. And Prabhupada, when Prabhupada was writing this, Prabhupada had translated teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya is a small book. In that, mostly the teachings are there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings are what he spoke to Rupa Goswami. That is called Rupa Shiksha. Then he spoke to Sanatana Goswami. That's called Sanatana Shiksha. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he came to Jagannath Puri. He spoke to him. All these philosophical discussions, they are summarized, and Prabhupada has made it as a teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Prakashananda Saraswati in Varanasi, and he met and he spoke to him. And Ramananda Raya, when he came to South India, here he met him. So all these things are summarized as teachings of Lord Chaitanya book. That book was already published when Prabhupada was writing this introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Chaitanya Charitamrita was not written that time. And here Prabhupada is mentioning that things are available for the English speaking public in teachings of Lord Chaitanya book. So now we go from advent of God up to his later pastimes. Briefly, we will go through. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared Falguni Purnima. So Falguna is the last month in the Vedic calendar. So it starts with Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jyeshtha, Ashada, like that. It goes up to Magha and Falguna. So Magha Falguna is generally, and Vedic calendar is divided into how many Rutus? Six Rutus. Six Rutus. It begins with Vasanta. Vasanta Rutu, 2 months Vasanta, then 2 months Grishma. Grishma means summer season. Presently we are in Grishma. Before that Vasanta. Vasanta is the flower bearing season. And it is, Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, among the Rutus, I am flower bearing spring. And after that Varsha will start. 2 months Varsha will start. Then Hemanta Rutu will start. 2 months Hemanta will be there. And after that Sharad Ritu will be there. So before Hemanta, Sharad will be there. Then Hemanta, Varsha, Sharad, Hemanta, and last will be this cold season, extreme winter. What is it called? Some name is there. Okay. So the last 2 months, that is the cold season, and after that, the Vasanta Ritu will start. And Hemanta is the season where the gopis perform Katyayani Vrata. Hemante Prathame Mase, because each Ritu has got 2 months. Hemanta Prathame. You read Krishna book, the Sanskrit, this one. Hemante Prathame Mase. First month of Mantha they performed at Katyayani Vrata. And Krishna's last dance took place in Sharad Purnima, in Sharad Ritu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the Falguni month, Purnima, in 1407 or 1486 as per English calendar. And on that day, there was lunar eclipse. The day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, there was lunar eclipse. And this year also, coincidentally, it was lunar eclipse. And almost the same time, the eclipse was ending. So the evening time when the eclipse was ending, that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And the custom amongst the Hindus who follow the Vedic traditions was that during the eclipse time, they will take bath, go to the river and take bath, and also they will chant holy names of the Lord. That is the practice. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose a time when people are going to chant Krishna's name. So he appeared along with holy name of the Lord. So Hindus take bath and chant the Vedic mantras for purification. When the Lord Chaitanya was born during the lunar eclipse, all India was roaring with the holy name of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this mantra was there even before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. It is part of the Vedas, it is part of the Puranas. This mantra is already there. And people would also chant this mantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that this is the Kali Yuga's only remedy for purifying ourselves and also going back to Godhead and also attaining love of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed it from the Shastra that this is the only thing we should be doing. No need to do anything else. And that was one of the reasons why the local Brahmins were against him, the Smarta Brahmanas. And they made a complaint to the Qazi that this Nimai Pandit is really distributing these Vedic mantras. The power of mantras will be lost. And because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling no need to perform any puja, any vrata, anything. Because these Brahmanas, they will live by performing all these things. So he is not spoiling all their business. They went and complained to Qazi, this Nimai Pandit. So he is spoiling the Hindu Dharma. He is spoiling our religion. And it should not be allowed. mantras should not be chanted like this publicly. They go and complain to that Qazi. And he goes and tells them. That time he was mostly doing Sankirtan in Srivas Thakur's house. And probably he had also started going out also. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first started Sankirtan in Srivas Thakur's house. Night time, whole night they will do Kirtan. Then gradually he started taking people outside and doing Nagar Sankirtan. So these Qazi's men come and threaten Srivas Thakur's house that you are not allowed to perform Sankirtan like this. It is not permitted. And sometimes people, police will put, or government will put some restriction, no? Government will pass law. So like that, they came and threatened that it is illegal to perform Sankirtan like this. So they went and told and went. They did not listen. Again, next time they started doing Kirtan. So that time they come and they break the Padakan. So that all happens in Srivasan's house. And after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu calls for a big Mahasana when this happens. He gathers lakhs of people. And big procession, he goes to that Qazi's house. And there also that discussion happens. And that Qazi shows that in his dream, Narsimha came and he threatened him that if you stop this Sankirtan, I'm going to kill you and the entire family. And he shows the nail marks also, nail marks of the lion. Then he becomes his follower, and later on he passes the order that as long as my generations are there, he was like Zamindar kind of one officer in that. What is it? He was kind of main king was somebody, so he was under hierarchy, some level of officer or some authority. And he orders that in my generation, nobody will obstruct for this Sankirtana movement. I will give you my authority. So there is something called Kunti. Sometimes during Kirtan, we will carry that. It will be like that half Chandra cut, it will be cut like this from two sides. And top it will be like this, bottom it will be like this, both sides it will be cut. So that was that Qazi's something, no, if that is there means it is authorized. So he gives that whenever you are going for Kirtan, you carry this. If this is there means I have authorized this, nobody will object. So even now devotees carry those things as a symbol. In that they will put tilak and all. So that is called Kunti. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared along with this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And these 16 names, they are mentioned in different Puranas and Upanishads as Taraka Brahmanama. So this is Taraka Brahmanama, means it will deliver you from this material world, especially for this age. For Kali Yuga, this is the Taraka Brahmanama. It is recommended in the Shastra that offenseless chanting of these names, holy names of the Lord, can deliver a fallen soul from material bondage. So one can be delivered from material bondage by chanting these holy names of the Lord offenselessly. So everybody begins with offensive chanting. But gradually, consciously, we should understand what are the offenses and try to overcome those offenses. If we can chant offenselessly, then we can make very fast progress. This is devotional service. Devotional service done offenselessly is like a rocket. A rocket, it goes with very high speed. With offenses, also devotional service. But progress will be like the rocket if we do devotional service without offenses. Any service we do, not only chanting. Any service we do, it has got some offenses in that. And if we can do offenselessly, whatever service we are doing, then our progress will be like rocket speed. Very quickly we can make advancement. There are innumerable names of the Lord, both in India and outside, and all of them are equally good because all of them indicate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namna Makari Babudha. There is unlimited names of Krishna. And any name can be chanted, but it must be name of the Supreme Lord. He is having that same potency. But still, these 16 names are specially recommended for this age. These 16 names, and people should take advantage of these names and follow the path of great acharyas who attain success by practicing these things. Many acharyas, many devotees, they have attained success by following the rules of the scriptures, especially the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And anybody who follows in their footsteps, they will also attain the same result. And the simultaneous appearance of Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the special indication that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is specially appearing for preaching this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra only. And what is the quality of this age? Quality of this age, Kali, quarrel and hypocrisy. Even for most trivial things, people will start fighting. That is the influence of Kali. Kali means Kalaha. Kalaha means quarrel. So these are the symptoms of Kali. And all these ill effects can be nullified by this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The more offenses we do, the more quick results we can see of this one. Prabhupada says, people can hold meetings to glorify the Lord in their respective languages. Their own languages, they can meet and glorify the Lord with melodious songs. And if such performances are executed in an offenseless manner, it is certain that the participants will gradually attain spiritual perfection. Doesn't matter what is our language, we can come together, discuss in our own language, glories of Krishna, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And if we can do these things offenselessly, then the followers can attain perfection very quickly, gradually they can attain perfection. Without having to undergo more rigorous methods. So this is a simple method, simplest method. They don't have to undergo any difficult, rigorous process to attain perfection. They can just follow this simple process, nicely singing, chanting, discussing, try to do it without any influences. Then both the speaker and gradually perfection. And such meetings, everyone, they can be learned, they can be foolish, they can be rich, they can be poor, they can be Hindus, they can be Muslims, they can be Englishmen, they can be Indians, they can be Brahmanas, they can be Chandalas. Everybody can sit and hear. There is no differentiation. Who is qualified, who can come, who cannot come. All are willing. Everybody can come together and glorify Krishna. Can all hear the transcendental sounds and thus cleanse the dust of material association from the mirror of the heart and Cheto Darpana Anshana. The heart is contaminated, the consciousness is polluted, that can be cleansed if simply people follow this simple method of glorifying Krishna by chanting his names. Prabhupada says, to confirm the Lord's mission, all the people of the world will accept the holy name of the Lord as a common platform for the universal religion of man. Everybody will accept this the as the common religion. Gradually, these things will happen, but it's already foretold. In fact, many things are foretold in the Shastra. Appearance of Buddha was foretold. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is foretold. In the same way, this 10,000 years after the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered as the golden period within Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is considered as Iron Age. Within Iron Age, there is a golden period. And that period is from the advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu up to 10,000 years. So till then it will go on increasing. And a time will come where everybody will accept chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as the common religion for everybody. And after 10,000 years, again things will start deteriorating and Kali Yuga will take its full force and it will go on for 4,32,000 years till the next Satya Yuga begins. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed very wonderful pastimes when he was a small baby, small child. So he would, generally children will cry, like that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will cry loudly. And he will be pacified only when somebody chanted Krishna or Krishna's names. Hari. Somebody chanted Hari, Hari Bol. They chanted, then he will keep quiet. So this was one of his pastimes to make people chant Krishna's name. So in this way, he was making everybody around him chant Krishna's name. As soon as the ladies surrounding him chanted the holy name and clapped their hands, he would immediately stop crying. This particular incident was observed by the neighbors with awe and veneration. They were struck with wonder, oh, what is this? This child, as soon as you chant these things, he is keeping quiet. And sometimes some young girls, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very small baby, they took pleasure in making the Lord cry. They'll simply make him cry, pinch or do something so that he will start crying. Then they will chant Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Then immediately he'll stop. And then stopping him by chanting the holy name. So from his very childhood, the Lord began to preach the importance of holy name. And later on, he was known as Nimai because he was born under a neem tree. So he was named as Nimai in his early age when he was a boy. And this name was given to him because he took birth under the neem tree. And there is another thing which is done called Annaprashana ceremony as the children start growing. It's the first time rice is fed, otherwise they're only on the mother's milk. And first time the rice is fed, that ceremony is called Annaprashana. That time generally the children are offered or kept gold and books. And people will try to see what is the inclination of the child, whether he's going towards money or he's going towards learning. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when this Annaprashana was there, so he was kept some gold and Srimad Bhagavatam. And of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he chose Srimad Bhagavatam, indicating his future activity as the preacher of Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he was a small baby, they start crawling. After some months or so, children will start crawling. So when he was crawling in the courtyard, then one big snake appears there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just playing with the snake, venomous snake. He was just playing with that. And everybody sees and they get afraid also. And they get wonderstruck also. But very soon, there's snakes, leaves and goes. Which is one of his pastime. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. And one more time, when he was little older, one thief came and he wanted to steal him and take away. He takes him on his shoulder and he wants to take him away. But he goes round and round and round and round, and finally again he comes to his house only. Then he gets bewildered and he gets afraid and leaves the boy and goes. So he wanted to steal his ornaments, whatever ornaments are good. He wanted to steal it. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bewilders him. Just like Brahma, no? He wanted to bewilder Krishna. He wanted to show his magic. I have stolen everybody. Then Krishna shows his magic. What he does, he expands himself into all the boys, all the calves, everything is expands himself. When Brahma comes, he gets confused. What was concerned whether I really stole or I did not steal. He gets confused. And sometimes we get bewildered, no? We try to do something, then we get confused. Did I do that or not? So like that, Brahma thought that no, he is the topmost in this universe. And he wanted to bewilder Krishna with his potency. So he stole everybody. But later on, he himself got bewildered. So same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also bewilders this thief who stole him. So he just went on one pleasure trip. Actually, somebody is carrying me. Let me go on one round. So he took it as a pleasure trip. So he gets afraid that somebody may catch me. Then he runs away from that place. One more time, when Brahmana comes to the house of Jagannath Mishra and he stayed there in his house. And generally, Brahmanas, they will carry Shaligram Shila wherever they go so that they can do the regular duties. So he had one Shaligram Shila and he cooks in the house and he wants to offer it to the Shaligram. So he keeps the offering. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is small baby, he comes and he eats it. Then Brahman, he thinks, oh, this food is now contaminated, cannot be offered to Lord Vishnu. Then he discards it and again cooks and again offers. Second time, again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and he eats it. So like that, it happens many times. Repeatedly, third time. And finally, it became night and they made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sleep. And he thought, night time I will get up, I will cook, I will offer. So night time, everybody is sleeping, and this Brahmana again he cooks, again he offers. Again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and again eats. Then that Brahmana begins to cry. What is happening? I am not able to do my service. Everybody was asleep. They could not hear him. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in front of him. And he discloses himself as Krishna himself. So that Brahmana, he shows that he is Krishna himself. And he forbids him not to reveal this to anybody. Tells him, don't reveal this to anybody. And he goes and again sleeps on the lap of his mother. Like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has performed many pastimes. And sometimes he would go to the Brahmanas, Orthodox Brahmanas, and teach them. And when the Brahmanas complained that he is splashing water, Brahmanas, they will go to Ganga or taking bath or some whatever duties, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go and splash water on them. And sometimes they will come and complain to his father, Jagannath Mishra. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be coming as if he is coming from the school with all books and all everything. The Lord suddenly appeared before his father as though just coming from the school with all his school clothes and books. And sometimes at the bathing ghats, he would also joke with the girls there of his same age, like his sisters, who used to engage in different demigod worship, Shiva worship, or something like that. To get a good husband, generally, that is a Vedic tradition. The girls, they go and worship Lord Shiva so that they may get a good husband. And he will go there and he will say that, my dear sisters, please give me all the offerings you have just brought for Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is my devotee and Lord Parvati is my maid servant. You please, whatever you have brought, you give it to me. If you worship me, then Lord Shiva and all the other demigods will be more satisfied. Instead of worshipping them directly, you just worship me. They will be more satisfied. And some of them would refuse. He simply is joking like that. Then he will curse them. What will be the curse? You will get a very old man as your husband. With 7 children from previous wife. And sometimes out of they will get afraid. Oh, he is already, first of all, a Brahmana. He is giving a curse. Maybe it will become true. And out of fear, they will offer everything to him. Then he will give blessings. He will assure that you will get very good young husbands. And you will become mother of dozens of children. And they will all become very happy, those girls. and they would not go and complain at home. So like this, he used to perform some pastimes. In the childhood, these were the childhood pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he was about 16 years old, then he started his own school. So he used to go to the school, and when he was 16 years old, he started teaching himself. So that is generally the duties of Brahmanas to Patan, Patan, Yajan, Yajan, Dana, Patigraha, to learn and teach, to do worship, Yajan, Yajan, to worship the Lord and teach others to worship the Lord, and accept charity and also give charity. So these are the occupations of Brahmanas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared the family of Brahmanas. As Krishna, he appeared in Kshatriya family. As Rama, he appeared in Kshatriya family. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in Brahmana family. And when he used to teach, when he became a teacher and he was teaching grammar, then everywhere he used to simply explain Krishna. When he's teaching, all his teachings were centered around Krishna. Anything he is teaching, he will bring Krishna into that. And Jiva Goswami, in order to please the Lord, later composed a grammar in Sanskrit in which all the rules of grammar were explained with examples that use the holy names of the Lord. So Jiva Goswami has composed one grammar book in which everything is explained with Krishna's name. Just like in Sanskrit grammar, a lot of things are there, vibhakti is there, samasa is there, alankara is there, so many things are there. So each one having their own names. So Jiva Goswami created a grammar where all those names which are originally Sanskrit grammar uses, terminologies, that terminologies, he converted them into different Krishna's name to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiva Goswami is very later after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he composed a book called Harinama Amrita Vyakarna. He composed a book called Harinama Amrita Vyakarna. And one example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how we used to bring Krishna everywhere. One example is given. Just like in Sanskrit, in English there is verb. Verb is used for denoting any action. The same way in Sanskrit it is called dhatu. That is a root, verbal root. So in Sanskrit it is called dhatu. From that, so many other forms will come. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when teaching these words, he will teach. So this dhatu means Krishna. Because Krishna is the root of everything. The dhatu is the root of words. So Krishna is the root of everything. So like that, anything he is teaching, he will simply bring Krishna in everything. Means when he was born, at the time he took birth, there was chanting. Then he used to cry and pacify him. He had to chant Krishna's name. And like this, his whole life, he simply made people chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Krishna's name. And he was known as Nimai Pandit. He was very learned scholar. And at very young age, he was known as a Pandit. He was known as Nimai Pandit. And in those days, these different scholars, they would travel to different places and challenge the opponent on different subjects. They would challenge on grammar or poetry or nyaya or philosophy. They would challenge the opposite person and see who gets victory, who gets defeated. So like that, they used to just travel, and the king will give some reward or something, and they will get some title. Like that, there was a trend in the former ages. So there was one Pandit like this from Kashmir, Kashmiri Pandit, Keshav Kashmir. His name was Keshav Kashmir. So he was traveling everywhere, defeating people, and he was very expert in composing poetry. So in Sanskrit, Vyakarna and all, there is this Vyakarna is there, then Nyaya is there. Nyaya means logic. And then there is philosophy is there, Darshana. Then there is Kavya is there, this is poetry. So he was very expert poet, this Kashmiri Pandit. And he was traveling everywhere. He also comes to Nadia, which is That time was the seat of learning. So he comes to India. And when everybody comes to know that this Keshav Kashmiri has come, so Nadia, there were so many other elder pundits also, elder scholars. So they make one plan. What they make plan? So if we get defeated, he comes and he defeats us. It will be big shame for us. No, it will be very big shame. He comes and defeats us. What we'll do? First, we'll push this Nimai Pandit. Let him go and debate with him. And if he gets defeated, we can say he was just a boy. No, you could defeat him. And if he wins, then we will get such a reputation that just one boy of this village he defeated this Keshav Kashmir. So they make a plan that when this Keshav Kashmir comes, we'll tell him that first you debate with this is very scholarly. They make a plan and they tell him like that. Then this Keshav Kashmiri, when he was going on the bank of river, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting with his students because he had his own students. He was sitting and he was teaching them some grammar. Then this Keshav Kashmiri, he comes there and he comes to know that he is there, my Pandit. Then he challenges him. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, then can you please compose some glorification on Mother Ganges? They are sitting on the bank of Ganga. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requests him that can you write some composition? So, like Sir, he tells 100 slokas glorifying with the speed of wind. He composes 100 slokas. Then after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, can you tell what are the good qualities in these shlokas and what are the defects in your shlokas? Because Sanskrit poetry is not like just in English we write or Hindi we write some poem. There are a lot of rules you have to follow. There are chandas will be there. Just like our Bhagavad Gita shlokas, you will see everything follows the meter. No? Everything follows the meter. So it's called understood chanda. Different chandas will be there. So when you have to write, it should all match that rules. If you have to write some poetry, you cannot just simply write something. It should match that rules. How many matras are there? Same matra should be there in the first line and second line. And when you write a poem, there are so many alankaras. Alankaras in English also is there, no? That simile, this, that, and all. How many of you know alankaras in English? English, okay, you are also like me only, very good. I'm also very poor in this. But I studied in during our college days and all Kannada Vyakarana. So in that also this Alankara and all Samasa in there, Sandhi, it's all originally from Sanskrit only. There is something called Upama Alankara. Just like sometimes it is said your face is like moon. Means you are comparing one object to another object. It is called Upama Alankara. In English it is called simile. So like that, so many Alankaras will be there. And same words. First word begins with the same. First line will be per, second line also will be per. Sometimes the two words will be same. Like that. So great poets, if you see their poetry, you can identify those things. And the word, the way it is written itself, it becomes melodic. The way it is written, that itself, it becomes melodic. So he composes 100 with the speed of wind. And what happens? Because there are a lot of rules. And sometimes when the poets compose, sometimes it may not be 100% perfect matching all the rules. Sometimes there may be some mistakes. But because you are conveying some message, even if this is not happening, you just make it. And it is called a dosha in the poetry. And sometimes there will be very good things like this alankara is there, alankara is there, that alankara is there, all this repetition of words is there. So any poetry, even great poets when they write, there will be like these good qualities and some doshas also will be there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked that Keshav Kashmiri that you please tell what are the great good qualities in this poetry and what are the defects in this poetry. And he says there are no defects. I have perfectly composed. There are no defects in this poetry. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of that 100, he picks one shloka and he recites that some Bhavani Bhakta, that shloka comes. That So when he recites this Keshav Krasneri, he gets shocked. Why he got shocked? No. I chanted this like the speed of the wind 100. And in that middle one shloka, he has picked it and he has fully repeated it. So he gets shocked. Then he asks him that how you could remember this one shloka out of this so many. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very humbly he replies, by mercy of God, somebody can become a very good composer. No? With the speed of wind, he can compose. In the same way, by mercy of Lord, one can become a Shruti Dhara. Shruti Dhara means if he hears once, then it gets etched into his memory. So very humbly he replies. He didn't say that, no, I am so great. No, I could remember everything. He says, as you are able to compose by the mercy of Lord at such a speed, the same way I could remember the shloka. And he also says that I can also repeat the whole 100. Not only this one shloka, if you want, I can repeat the whole 100 shlokas also. Then he says that there are some very good things you have done, compositions, very good things you have done, but there are some defects also. Then he starts pointing out what are the good things and what are the defects in this. And one particular things, what he says was, you have used the word called Bhavani Bharta. So Bhavani Bharta means maintainer. Bharana means maintenance. So Bharta means maintainer. And Bhavani is the name of Parvati. So Bhavani Bharta means maintainer of Bhavani. So maintainer of Parvati. But Bhavani word itself means wife of Lord Shiva. The meaning of Bhavani is not directly Parvati. It is Bhavani. So that is wife of Lord Shiva. So when you take this full word, Bhavani Bharta, it becomes maintainer of wife of Lord Shiva. So actually, he's telling Bhavani Bharta, he's referring to Lord Shiva. He's telling Shiva, this Ganges is flowing, and he carried the on his head. Something is in that shloka at this time. So he's calling him as Bhavani Bharta. The Bhavani Bharta means maintainer of wife of Lord Shiva. It is like I'm telling maintainer of your wife. Means it is like I'm referring to another person, not you. Actually, I want to refer to you, but I'm telling maintainer of your wife. That means I'm talking about somebody else. So there is a defect in this, what we have used. How you are trying to call Lord Shiva as Bhavani Bharta, but it is giving meaning that you are referring to somebody other than Lord Shiva. Then he gets shocked. And he understands that Saraswati Devi, she has purposefully defeated me in front of this boy. And he goes back. There is a nice conversation in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can read. And then night time, he gets a dream. He also prays to Goddess Saraswati that why you did this. And he sleeps, and in dream, Saraswati appears. And she says that I cannot defeat my master. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. So how can I defeat my own master? Then he understands that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. He is not an ordinary boy. Then he goes and surrenders to him and becomes his follower. He also becomes a devotee. And when he goes back to Kashmir, so he creates his own, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers from him, like some lineage or something after him. So this is one of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was a young boy. So he was known as Nimai Pandit, and he defeated this great scholar. He was called as Digvijay. This Keshav Kashmiri has gone all around, defeated everybody. and he comes to Navadvip and gets repeated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, different. Keshav Bhakti was one of the sannyasis.